You ever stop and think what happens in that tiny little moment after you click Buy Now? Or how your social media feed just knows what you want to see next? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden engine that runs pretty much everything online, the database.
Seriously, just think about your day for a second. You probably scrolled through some app this morning, maybe you bought something online, or just sent a quick message to a friend. All that stuff, it has to go somewhere, right? It doesn't just vanish into thin air.
You got it. Every single click, every like, every share, it all creates a little digital breadcrumb, a piece of data. Now multiply that by billions of people doing the same thing every single second. You've got a literal explosion of information. And all that data needs a home. But not just any home, it needs a really, really organized one.
So that brings us right to the heart of it. What's the big solution for managing this mountain of information? Well, it's the database, the true unsung hero of our digital world.
Okay, so what is a database really? The most important word on this slide, the word you have to remember, is organized. Think of it like this. It's not a messy garage where you just throw stuff. It's more like a giant, perfectly cataloged library. Every single piece of information has a specific spot, which makes it super easy to find and use later.
And here's why that organization is so absolutely critical. See, the point isn't just to hoard data. The real goal is to turn all that raw, messy information into something useful, something that gives you insights. In the business world, they call this business intelligence. It's how companies spot trends, figure out what you like, and, hopefully, make better decisions that improve things for all of us.
But you might be thinking, okay, this sounds a little complicated. Why not just, throw everything into a spreadsheet? And that is an excellent question. It actually gets us to the core reason databases were even invented, to win the battle between total data chaos and real data control.
And you know what's funny? This quote right here describes a situation that happens in offices all over the world every single day. We've all seen it, right? That one massive, critical Excel sheet that gets emailed around. You've got version 2, version 3, final_version for real this time. It's a total recipe for disaster.
This table just lays it all out so perfectly. Look at the flat files column. What words do you see? Low, poor, hard to track. It's just messy. Now compare that to the databases column. High, strong, centralized. A database gives you one single source of truth. It cuts through all the confusion and gets rid of all the errors that you get with a bunch of random files floating around. It's a complete game changer.
All right, so we've established that databases bring some much-needed order to all this data chaos. But how do they actually do it? Well, the secret is in their architecture. It's all about how they're built from the ground up.
Let's use an analogy here. Think about building a house. In the very early days, you had the one-tier model. It was basically a studio apartment. Your kitchen, your bed, your office, all in one room. Simple, but kind of cramped. Then we evolved to two-tier, which is like a two-story house. You separated the living area from the storage. Better. But today, the standard is three-tier, and that's like adding a security guard at the front door, a separate server that controls who gets in and out.
And that middle layer, that server, is what makes all the difference. It acts like a firewall, keeping things secure. It means if one part of the system has a problem, it doesn't bring the whole house down. And it lets different teams work on their own parts of the system without tripping over each other. It's just way more secure, way more reliable, and a lot more flexible. That's why it's the standard.
But of course, the story doesn't end there. Technology never stands still, does it? The world of databases is always evolving, and the latest big move has been from local computers into the huge global cloud.
And it's been a pretty wild ride. Back in the 60s, databases were these really rigid, tree-like things. Then the 70s gave us the relational model and this language called SQL, which, by the way, is still a massive deal in the industry today. Talk about staying power. And now we're in this totally new era of the cloud, with super flexible NoSQL databases that are built to handle the chaotic, unstructured data that the modern internet throws at them.
This whole evolution has led to something huge called Database as a Service, or DBaaS. It's a bit of a mouthful, but the concept is really simple. Instead of building your own power plant to get electricity, you just plug into the grid, right? DBaaS is the same idea. Companies can just tap into amazing, powerful database technology without having to worry about building and maintaining it all themselves. And this right here is the real aha moment. This is the big takeaway. DBaaS frees up companies from all the nitty-gritty back-end work of just keeping the lights on. It lets them focus their time and their smartest people on the stuff that really matters, digging into their data and finding that powerful business intelligence we were talking about.
So when you take a step back, it's pretty incredible. We've gone from messy paper files and chaotic spreadsheets to these incredibly smart, cloud-based systems that literally run the modern world. It really makes you stop and wonder, as our data gets even bigger, even more important, what's going to be the next big thing? What will the next generation of data demand from us?